that's my alumni, you know what I mean?
Those numbers up that we're looking at are central.
Abandon ship. You can't handle the truth.
Yo, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Morning Market Report. I am Army Piper. This is the Piper Academy Network, and we got some green bubbles going on the daily. Checking out the hourly here, we can see some more green bubbles. Markets are looking pretty good. Friday, we talked about it. I said, do not be worried about what's going on. We know how this plays out. Watch for these levels. Get in while you can. Get this money, right? And that's what we did. We also talked about Circle up 25% last Friday, guys, after we talked about it. So if you guys got in on those, congratulations to you. Big air horns. Oh, nope, that is the wrong one. How about that? Not a joke. It's a party time. Guys, we got a lot of stuff to go over today. We got an ETF for crypto coming in tied to Eric Trump. We know how those things play out. Plus, we've got a new Justin Sun involvement in another stock that may be coming out related to crypto. We're going to be looking at that and see what that IPO launch looks like. Taking a look at these markets, seeing how we're going today and what we can expect this week with FOMC week. Guys, let's get it. You guys know what time it is. Everybody take your seats. Take your seats. Class is in session. Let's get it. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report. Glad to have you guys all here. Let's go ahead and bring that right chart up because that's news. We're going to go over the news, but we need to have charts up right here, guys. We talked about this level that we were pulling back to. It's right here. It has to do with this red box that we dropped a week and a half ago now. So we were talking about that being the support level. That's where we got our bounces at. Markets are continuing to go up. Bitcoin currently sitting at $107,200, and it is continuing to rock. But I've got my normal studio set up. Still not finished by far, but as of right now, we are back up and running at the Piper Academy Network. And of course, I've got you guys set up with my my sidekick, my ride or die, the one that's with me till the end. Let's go ahead and bring him up. The OC guy. What's up, dude? How you doing, man? You're mute. Hey, you're muted. Look, see, Piper Academy Network really is back.
Perfect. No, I just got it inverted. I mean, I was not forecasting, but I hear myself. So I'm doing fantastic. Great Monday. Things are doing much better than we were expecting. And for some reason, my input voice keeps getting lower at 38%. Can you hear me just fine or?
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Or,
everybody let us know.
Or what
everybody
about this?
Let us know in the chat. How does OC sound, guys?
Nice. But other than that, doing fantastic, doing great. How about you?
They said I look extra rosy today. I got a little sun, I will say that, but I should not be looking that rosy. Let me see if I can fix my color here. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not. You guys just may have to deal with Rosie Piper today. Oh, I'm adjusting all of OC's stuff. Look at that. OC's getting all. I made you a little less Mexican, OC. I'm trying to protect you when you come to the United States. Okay, I got you, bro. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Oh, that's great. Now I really am red. That might be a little bit better there. Let's go check out the chat, duo chat here. Let's go see who all we got in here in the chat today, guys. Big shout out to BC Port Corp saying good morning. Good morning to you, man. Good show this morning, by the way, BC. Dylan BA in the house with us. We've got Bob Lorma saying good news, please. I got some good news for you. We're going to go over some good news today. Donato Cabrera. Yes, I did. Thank you. Awesome. Good job, man. I'm glad you got in on that stock. Alexandra G, the mod queen in the house. Much love to you, lady. Username is in here with us right now. We've also got Harp joining us here. We got Shimatrice Shake in the house. Said morning. Good morning. One of these days, you're just going to have to like send me a recording of your name on Discord so that I can like say your name right, because you're always here and I feel bad. I feel horrible that I butcher your name. I know I am. The Dusty Hunt, Average Crypto Joe in here joining us today. Who else we got in the chat? Darren does things. We got the DDT in the house saying good morning, alumni. Appreciate you being here, brother. Yeah, let's see. Mike Play, lots of Mike Play. And Buck is in here with us also. So shout out to everybody that joined us here at the Morning Market Report. Let's go ahead and get into the news, OC. Talk about what we're seeing over there on that front. And then we're going to come back and take a look at some Bitcoin charts. Bitcoin showing strong support on the value area high. And if you guys are wondering about a CME gap from the weekend, guess what? We closed it already. So good to go there. No CME gap to come scare us this week. Only thing we got to scare us this week is good old Jerome Powell. So let's go jump into the news, break all this down, guys. And we will be right back with you, OC. Just hang tight, man. Hang tight. Go get your coffee. Go get your coffee and OJ, bro. All right, guys, checking it out right now on the crypto market cap total. Right now, we're at $3.345 trillion. Trend norm on that, the median is at 3.93. So we're currently about 14.9% undervalued on the total crypto market cap. Looking at the wristbands on Bitcoin, of course, it's DCA Monday. And in our Discord, we have dropped all of your DCA levels already. So if you guys got those, get in on it. 58.5%. That means that we're sitting at a DCA level currently right now of a 2x. So you're going to 2 times your DCA. Not near that profit taking level yet. And I think it's going to take a while. So we're going to hold in there and let it do its thing. Looking at Bitcoin dominance, guys, sitting at 63.8%. Without stables, we're about 68.87%. So still looking pretty decent on the Bitcoin dominance. Does look like we might get a little flip over today on that Bitcoin dominance, or not necessarily today, but this week. But we'll take a look at that. There's a pattern forming. There's a pattern. There be patterns in them, our charts. Looking at the total liquidation for the past 24 hours, guys. Past 24 hours, we've had 79,753 traders get liquidated. Total liquidations coming in at 196.68 million. Largest one, Bitcoin. It was on CoinX. It was for $2 million. Looking at the crypto bubbles here on the hourly, again, guys, we are green. On the daily, we are green. Bitcoin currently sitting at $107,030, up 1.4%. Ethereum up 3.7% at $2,636. XRP is up 4%, flat on the hourly, though, not seeing this increase on the hourly for that. We also have BNB up 1.2%. Solana kicking at 5.3%, guys, at $156. What else we got here that's up a good amount? Oh, man, Hyperliquid moving up to number 11, guys, up 11.6%, $45.10 on the prices for that. SWE is up $6. It's at $3.14. Needs to get back up there where it used to live. It's getting close, though. It's getting there. Chainlink, far away from $800, up 4.7%. At $13.81, and Coinbase Cash there about 3.2. Overall, everything's just kind of in that 3 to 5 range right now. Hedera rounding out the top 20 at 16.1 cents, up 5.3%. Litecoin losing a spot down to number 21, sliding as it goes. So let's go over here and take a look at the fear and greed. I want to go over here and look at this because I did not pull it up and put it into the charts this morning. Had to put out the DCA stuff, but let's go take a look and see what they're saying here. Currently, 9 minutes ago, Fear and Greed Index came out. It's at a 61 right now. We are still sitting in greed. Jumping over to the stock market report. Let's go in, check this out, give it a refresh, All right, so taking a look here at the U.S. markets right now, Dow Jones up about 1%, S&P up 1%, NASDAQ up 1.3%, Russell 2K is up 1%, and the VIX is under 20. This is a good sign. It's down 9.27% right now, sitting at about 19% there. Let's go take a look and see how the European market did green overnight. Asian market did green overnight, and bonds are coming down just slightly. four thousandth of a percent there, sitting at 4.42%. But it is red, and that's a good sign to see. Oil is coming down, staying away from that $60 level. Still, it's at $70 a barrel right now. Still looking high, but it is coming down. Remember all the fears of Iran? Everyone talked about gas. Yeah, guys, it's going to fade. We forget conflict very quickly in the world, so that's why was not worried and told you guys, said, hey, just focus on support levels. Get in. This is going to go back up. There's no reason to be scared. So, yeah, oil coming down a little bit right now as we speak. Gold calming down a little bit. Still holding that $3,400 level though, as a safe haven for a lot of the investor world. Silver and copper both in the red, down just slightly. Well, copper just flipped green on us, called me a liar, and then platinum, palladium doing quite well. Platinum was way down. It's made a rebound of 4.22% here on the daily. So let's jump into the economic calendar. Let's go talk about this and see what we have going on here. Let's go 1 second. I got to get to the right countries here. We're in all the wrong countries. Let's go in here and take a look and see what we have. United States, save. And let's bring this into a 2-star. And that is how you set that up, guys. There you go. New York State Empire Index, guys. 6:30 this morning. This came out here Central Time. This is 7:30, so right about 30 minutes ago or so, hour and a half ago, I should say. New York Empire State Manufacturing Index for June came in. Was previously at negative 9.2. Thought it would be around 5 or 6. Actually came in negative 16. We are seeing a major slowdown on manufacturing in the United States right now, according to the New York Empire State. Tuesday, June 17th, tomorrow, we're going to get retail sales coming in. This is going to be about 8:30, half an hour before the show. Actually, about 7:30, about an hour and a half before the show. This is going to be coming in. Right now, they're expecting it to be super cooled down, negative 0.7, negative 0.4. Right now, retail sales month over month, looking like it could be showing some weakness in the economy right now. So export prices, import prices, going to get those this week. But the big one to watch is going to be Wednesday, June 18th. It's going to be right down here. FOMC interest rate decisions and the FOMC economic projections, followed by Jerome Powell doing his chatty chat. I think my time is off here because I changed. Let's go there. I think that will change it. Yes, there we go. Wednesday is just going to be going on at noon on the East Coast. It's going to be about 12:30 in the 2 o'clock in the afternoon for the FOMC, and then 2:30 for Jerome Powell speaking. So, guys, be watching out for that. That's all on Wednesday, and that's what makes it FOMC week. Still think that we're going to see no change to the FOMC rate decision this week. If we bring this into focus and take a look here, guys, you can see 18 June is when this is going to be taking place. Right now, they are looking at a 99.9% chance of no change. We actually are sitting at a 0.1% chance of a rate hike. So no chance of it cutting at all. It's 0% as of right now. Looking at July, we're sitting at an 83.4% chance of no rate hike. And then September, our first sight of hope is 32.7% chance of no change, 67% of a rate cut. So that is what I got there. Let's talk about this strategy. Just acquired another $10,100, 10,100 Bitcoin, for $1.05 billion, bringing that total holdings into 592,100 Bitcoin. Holy cannoli. Let's go ahead and jump in here. OC, that is what we're looking at on the news. I'm going to pass it over to you to do a quick run. Thank you. Wife just brought me some coffee, so we're good to go there. My coffee cup is almost empty in my OG mug. You can't even see it. Oh, wow. Look at that. There we go. OG mug. Shout out to the Otter Gang. Yeah, if you want to go ahead and pull up your chart, OC, let's take a look at what Bitcoin's doing right now, and we'll come back and talk about it. Give me a couple minutes because I just had a contractor give me a call, so I'm going to give him a call while you go over Bitcoin and pass it over to you. And you're muted. OC, you're muted. I'm not sure what's going on with your mic, OC, but you are absolutely muted, man. I'm going to go into Bitcoin and I'll take care of this in a second. Looking at Bitcoin here, guys, right now we are sitting right here on a value area high. OC is going to fix his microphone for me there. So, looking at a value area high coming off of this fixed range volume profile, we are currently sitting. This level's coming in right at 106.782. Where we are watching for this though to have ultimate support is the 887 down here at 1. We have this red box down here. This is what I talked about last Friday. I said, guys, don't worry. I said, don't worry about these levels. We're going to be fine here if we hit this box and we get our back to be the level that we should watch for more upside move. And that's exactly what we did. We got the bounce there on Friday and it gave us a push up. This value area high that I'm watching again is this white line. It's coming off of our long-term fixed range volume profile. This thing's going back to November 2024 here. So, as long as we can maintain in our zone, our support zone, I need to make this green now because honestly, being red, not resistance anymore. There we go. It's now green. This is going to be the range. And the bottom side of this comes in at about 104.6. Worst case scenario downside is about 100. If we jump over and take a look at the heat map and just to see how it's looking, you can see that we don't get into anything until about 104.250 here on the 3-day for heat. That's this zone down here. Look at this on some higher time frame though, and you'll see that really it looks like we should be pushing upwards. So yeah, look, not a lot sitting below us. It's all the way back up at $110. So that's what I'm watching there. Looking at Bitcoin on the higher time frames. Guys, just to get our daily here, you can see we're looking like we're curving up on the histogram. We've got a nice turn up on the daily for the oscillator ribbon. Looks like we're getting a nice flat doji ribbon here and starting to get that turnaround. I would like to see more wicks coming in. Yep, you're good, OC. I hear you, bro. Would like to get more wicks off of these candles here, like we saw here, like we see here. That would give an indication of continuation of this upside move. But as of right now, guys, that's 50-day simple moving average. And what I'm seeing on the daily oscillators, giving me a lot of hope. OC, what are you seeing on the chart? Let's kick it over to you. What do you got now, man? Besides audio, what do you got for the charts?
Absolutely. Oh, it looks like
how about no chart? You have no chart.
How about yeah? All right, not my day today. Not my day. Here we go. Everything is just kind of crumbling on me. Audio stuff. I don't know. It's not my day. Let's take a look at this. Basically, this is where we left out yesterday. We were expecting a little bounce out of the bottom of the channel. This is the 4 hours BTC USD, right? And well, the possibility that I have on the danger zone on the median of the channel to have a rejection possibility. Seems like we could be going right into that. I mean, the timing maybe is a little bit off, but as you can see, I am expecting somewhere around this area here on the median to have maybe even an overshoot, but then create a lower high in here. So for me, that wouldn't be great. That would be actually something to worry about. We did went all the way down to the base or the support here. We have a V-shaped recovery. This is our little hiccup that we have, right? And we're going to it. So we are almost on reversal zones all the way at the top. We still don't have an overbought signal here, but we do have a golden box. We still can go a little bit higher from where we are now, but let's bring up a couple of other indicators to see what's going on. Here it is. So if I overextend or forecast where my oscillators, so not oscillator, sorry, my quantum reactor is going to be, we can see maybe that possibility of overshoot and then getting to that resistance. Let me see if I have any other resistance right at the top in there. We're breaking through one, so acting as a support. We have nothing other than that is speculative, a lower high. So we'll just leave it as is for now. Let's see what else we got. Seems like not much other than this other area of our range. Let's see anything else. Seems like no, not really. All right, so there it is. We are basically breaking above the medium. Anything else? Not much. Let me bring up our liquidity zone. So we have a big gap in both sides, all the way up here and all the way down here. Still, I need to look into what's going to happen. So is this an area to long it? Of course it's not. We're at the top, right? When could we maybe looking for a possible long as we retrace and then go back up? Maybe something like that. Maybe something like that. Maybe something like that. When we retrace and then push back up. So far, I do believe that this is going to be the next movement from Bitcoin. So itty bitty movement to the downside, and then once we are back in here, we need to figure out if we're going to be finding some support in continuation or if we're going to be flipping back down. But so far, I think that we're bullish. I mean, our prime score is very high. Our consolidation is also very high. So that means that we are in consolidation. So far, so good. Looking for that. Let me bring a couple of other stuff. Piper, I know you have somebody at the door. So just take over whenever you're ready.
I'm
Or
good.
let me know
Whenever you're ready.
Oh, perfect. Oh, well, yeah, let me just do Ethereum because Ethereum has been acting almost exactly as Bitcoin. And something important is that we are breaking through one of the trend line that we actually tried to make this movement above, but we failed to hold that zone. Once again, on reversals areas, but we can maybe do something like that. So you see that I have an alert at 2,722 in case I overshoot to that zone. And if I do, most likely I'm going to find some support back on that trend line. So keep your eyes on Ethereum. And passing over to you, my friend.
Awesome. Just looking through the chat here, seeing what everyone's having to say here. Hyperliquid. I don't have any Hyperliquid. But yeah, it absolutely has just pumped up crazy. If you guys are wondering, it's all here in the chat. There you go, chat. We also had a question from Men and Meta asked about our Discord. I think we answered all your questions there. If you have any other questions, man, let us know. Yeah, let's go talk about some news, OC. I got a couple of things in news here I want to talk about. And then we'll come back and take a look at some of these stock charts because Circle has been crushing it. Why am I so far? I'm high, man. I'm high. Let me there we go. Perfect. I was a little high there. Not even. I'm in Texas, so I wasn't that high. Okay, just be clear. All right, let's go over to the news cam here, OC, and let's take a look at what we're seeing here. Trump Media files to launch a crypto ETF. All right. President Trump's media company has filed to launch an investment fund for Bitcoin. Trump Media and Technology said Monday that its Truth Social Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF will hold the cryptocurrencies directly, with 75% of its assets in Bitcoin, 25% in Ether. The fund will offer shares to investors aiming to offer shares reflective of the currency's price performance. So Crypto.com will act as the ETF's exclusive Bitcoin custodian, prime execution agent, and liquidity provider, according to a recent filing with the SEC. This comes after Trump Media, which operates the president's Truth Social platform, last month said it would raise about $2.5 billion from institutional investors to buy Bitcoin, planning to use that funding to create this treasury for the cryptocurrency. The launch of Truth Social Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF is waiting on regulatory approval. I think it's probably going to get approved. Just a feeling I have. Can't figure out why. Including a key filing with the SEC. Once approved, the fund is expected to be listed on the New York Stock Exchange. So you'll be able to buy a Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF on the stock exchange if this gets approved. Something to keep an eye on there. And then, of course, we have another one, guys. This seems to be the hot thing right now. Crypto going mainstream on Wall Street. So Justin Sun linked firm to go public in the U.S. with TRX acquisition strategy. Eric Trump expected to take the lead role on this. So a firm linked to the Tron blockchain and Justin Sun is set to go public in the U.S. According to the Financial Times, Eric Trump is expected to join the leadership team of the newly formed company Tron. The move comes 4 months after regulators paused a fraud investigation into several of Sun's companions, not him himself, just his companions. A crypto firm linked to Tron coming in. This company plans to go public through a reverse merger with NASDAQ listing SRM Entertainment in a deal arranged by Dominari Securities, a New York-based boutique investment bank linked to Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump. A lot of room here for conspiracy theories to start spreading. I'm just going to say that. The new venture, Tron Inc., plans to buy and hold the Tron blockchain's native cryptocurrency, TRX, adopting a similar corporate crypto acquisition model pioneered by Strategies and its co-founder, Michael Saylor. So I think this is another one to watch, man. I really do think so. So Sun has back in 2023, the SEC charged Justin Sun and three of his companies with selling unregistered securities. We all know how that went. Gary Gensler's now gone. Both sides moved in February to pause the case and explore the settlement. Sun has since sought closer ties with the Trump family in May. He and 24 other of the largest Trump meme coin holders attended that banquet, and then it dumped right after that. We also told you about that here on the show. Look, when they have this dinner, get rid of your Trump, and then bam, yeah, it dumped hard. So, but a couple of stocks there to watch in the world of Circle. Just jump over here to Circle real fast and show you guys what's going on with this crazy thing. Yeah, we talked about this on Friday. Let's bring this into an hourly. And this was Friday, June 6th. Nope. It would be Friday there we go. We were right in this range here when I said, hey, guys, I think this is going to do good. And we should have good support here. Yep, we had 2 wick downs on it, and then it shot up. Guys, it's currently sitting at $163. This thing went public at $31. And I bought in at about 89. My average price is about 91, and I just keep adding into it. But yeah, if you guys got in the Circle, shout out to you. You guys have crushed it, and you have done well. So continuing to rally hard, Circle there. So going to keep an eye on these other blockchain or these other crypto-based stocks going public. They seem to be doing very well, and it's giving people a good opportunity to get some exposure that don't really want to just buy crypto. People don't trust it, and I understand that. So they're getting their exposure through Wall Street, and there's those. Shout out to Crypto Princess. The lovely lady is in the house joining us here. She said, good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a Piper. I love when she sends me messages. I'm a Piper. It's great. OC, what are you watching, man? Because I'm watching some crazy stock plays. And I'm going to be watching for these new IPOs also to get into them. But what are you watching on the altcoin side? What are you watching on gold? Like what's your thought process here, man? What do you got for us?
Well, absolutely. I'm watching gold, but let's do a top-down analysis on just the basic cryptos that we usually look at, and then I do want to take a look at gold because it's despite it's moving kind of like a sideways, I think we could be having some movements at this point. So let's go over first to the altcoins on Litecoin. Litecoin has been moving fairly to the sideways or to the sideways here to the right, not making that much of a deal. But let me bring up my indicators. Let's wait for a second for them to load. And I don't know why they're taking so long. There it is. But we are found that we are below the dynamic reactor. This is not that scary though. Despite we are getting almost to reversal zones, we are trying to make a push to the dynamic reactor, which is fine. But I want to show you that despite we turn red all the way from here as we break through the dynamic reactor, we have not made lower lows. Well, technically we have, right? But also higher lows, higher highs, which made a megaphone. So far, if we follow that megaphone, we could be looking at an extended target somewhere around 95.79. I don't think that we're going to get there. I think we're going to be breaking this pattern to something differently. And that having said that, I believe that we're going to be rejecting from here, maybe going for a double bottom. This could be our opportunity, creating higher high, higher low, and finally breaking the previous highs. So far, this is what I'm expecting on Lycan, but we'll see how that plays out. On BNB, I was looking for the worst case scenario, going a little bit lower here. As you can see, we are right on track from this bounce. Now we could be looking into a resistance. Let's see if we have any resistance for then it to go low. Of course, we have dynamic reactor, but let's see if we have something else. Seems that we have our quantum reactor. Quantum reactor might be giving us a gap on it to maybe range a little bit. So expect a little bit of that range, especially since we're turning bullish on our oscillator here. We do have another rejection area here. I think I'm more inclined to that zone. Let's see what else do we have. Another equilibrium zone and rejection zone. What else? Order blocks. Yeah, so I think that we could be expecting throughout today a reach somewhere around 672 and then a bounce back up, basically staying within the same range that we are right now. I mean, that is not a bad thing. Actually, this is like a cheat code, right? If we shorted the tops, look at that. Same area, same result, same area, same result, same area, same result so far. So what I'm going to be doing here is adding an early alerting here just to get to those areas. Let's get to Link very quickly. On Link, we have a failed entry here. This failed entry I was expecting to look into or waiting for the flip of the ribbon. Let's wait for my oscillator to load because we didn't had that flip of the ribbon other than very, very, very low down in here. So that's why there we go. We did not enter on this call because we did not had our flip of the ribbon all the way until all the way down here. So all the way down here, I'm still not interested on longing that area, especially not at that point. And that is because we are below dynamic reactor once again. I know we have not just yet broken this support zone, but still I want to be able to see that we're getting closer to the dynamic reactor, but we still have a little bit more of a wiggle room in here. So far, highly ranging and ranging to the downside. So we'll keep that until Bitcoin start moving. And finally, let's take a look at gold. Here, sorry, the other way around. Here it is. And gold, perfect. This is what I'm expecting in gold. Basically, just keep ranging to the upside. We have just hit the topping here. We have a engulfing candle going downwards. We have a reversal in here. Let me just get rid of the things. And then, well, what could happen depending on how the macroeconomy moves? So far, we could be capped into this support, which is going to be the one that I'm going to be calling out. And then if we see a better result or a further non-escalation on the current war threat, specifically not engaging with the United States, I think we could be seeing a drop to previous lows. Why? Because having that certainty that the U.S. is not going to get into a conflict, that gives
Actually, I got
peace
some
of
news on
mind.
that.
Oh my God, let's take them because I want to then maybe have a prediction for gold.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go make a little change on that call there for you, OC. You'll appreciate it. So, guys, looking here right now, this happened about 4 minutes ago. Israeli defense forces earlier announced an evacuation order for District 3. So, Israel announced an evacuation order for Iran's capital, Tehran. They said, hey, if you're in District 3 in the capital of Iran, you might want to get out. Many of the people are housed there, the city's government ministries, foreign embassies, as well as the Tehran International Exhibition Center. They said, get out immediate, right? Okay. Update to that. Iran asked Qatar, that's Qatar, for those, the Middle Eastern country that we work with the U.S., the United States works with Saudi Arabia, Oman, and Qatar quite closely out in the Middle East. They asked them to ask President Trump to press Israel to agree to an immediate ceasefire, according to Reuters. In return, Iran will offer flexibility in nuclear negotiations with the U.S. So, little update on the news there for, how close are we for WW3? Okay. But looks like Iran is saying, okay, look, this is not going to go well. They're hitting some pretty harsh targets, and we don't want this either. So on this news, guys, we're actually getting a pump up here. Where's it at? I guess I don't have it on here, but I'll come over and talk about it. I just saw another alert that popped up. Oil is now prices dropping on oil again, and stocks are starting to get a pump off of this. So I think taking that information there, OC, we do have a moment here of opportunity to get a pump in the markets, even finding some support. So let's cut it back over to your chart with that news in there, because that just came out. That's like 5-minute old news. What's going on there on the front of Iran and negotiations for a ceasefire. So let's kick it back over to you, and let's see what you got now.
Absolutely. So take a look at that. We have negotiations for ceasefires, and the states are going to be involved. What are we going to be looking for? It is a retracement. Why is that? Because this is not longer needs to act as a safe haven. Why? Because if we don't have a war or if we have negotiations, that means that we can trade with different countries without that fear of the markets, traditional markets, to just plumb all the way down, right? So maybe most of the investors that went into gold might be taking their gains out, especially since we are back on previous highs. So do expect this retracement until or all the way to this area. And what I'm going to be using, it is this, oh, not that one, this huge arrow to point at where I believe that we're going to be having a possible stop. All right, so this might be taking 1 or 2 days, and maybe tomorrow we can come visit this out and check out the news, because at this point we'll see how those countries has reacted. Maybe if U.S. put its hands on the fire, maybe we might be seeing either a bounce or a breakout retest. That depends on the news of tomorrow and the next day. Quick advice: if you see things de-escalating, or the U.S. Acting as intermediator between the countries, well, then do expect a little bit further retracement. Areas for possible entries, previous lows. This one, this one, right? So we got them covered. Let's bring up just support and resistance, and look at that. We do have a support. Just to get started, also look at where we have very close to our money flow POC. That's where we have now the trend line and dynamic reactor. And finally, let's see if we have something else. Not much, but it's the same exact areas that we are looking into. So looking good still for gold, but areas of entry lower so far. Let me pass it over to you, Piper.
Yeah, something that I'm watching here. Just flipped over to gold, watching that. It says gold falling as investors' focus turns to the G7 meeting, which could result in a little bit of some slowdown of the geopolitical tension, and then the Fed decision also. But interestingly enough, me, Kevin, just posted also Iran begging allies in Mideast to beg Trump to get Israel to stop. Guys, I don't think this is going to last much longer. So we are seeing that slowdown occurring. Some things that I'm watching here on the charts. Let's jump back over here and let's take a look, because I want to pull up another altcoin here. Let me find it. Give me 1 second here. It was Griffin, because I know some of our community have been watching this, and so I wanted to do a little TA on it. We are getting a nice cool off here on the oscillators on the 1 hour. If we put this over to the 4 hour, you'll see it's peaking out. But when I look at the 1 hour and what's happening here, we're just doing a little consolidation while everything starts to cool off. And it looks like money flow is about to flip back up. So if you're looking for a trade here on on Griffin, I'm going to go ahead and pull in some fibs. We'll take a look at this. And then we're also going to throw on a fixed range volume profile. So let's bring this in from the bottom, bring it up to the, nope, that is not the right one. You are a fib channel, man. There we go. Let's get this in here, bring this up. Yeah, we're getting a nice bounce on the 382 here. We are holding above the 236. And then if we go in and grab ourselves a fixed range volume profile, I want to pull this over from a ways back. Let's go into here. And let's just show where all this is at, because yeah, we wicked perfectly to the top of the value area high. I think if we get back above the value area high, you guys can see there's a massive amount. This was quick moving, and they just cleaned out fair value gaps and closed them as they came down, wicking back up to close that gap, so on and so forth. But there's a really free run if we get past this level of resistance here on that fixed range volume profile. If we go and we bring this in and do another fib from top to bottom here on the 4 hour, you'll see it's the 382 again going in the opposite direction that we're getting for our resistance, guys. I can see us coming back in on this one up to about 55.72. 0.055, I should say, on the price there. But if we can get up here and we get a retest here on the 382, and we do break this 50, easily looking at us heading back into this whole range here of the golden pocket, which will be coming in again about 5.5 cents. So that's a big mover today. It's up 16.37% today. And then there was another one that I was going to pull up here and see what it's doing. Oh, yeah, it was Ethereum. There we go. Ethereum got a beautiful bounce here on its 50% fibs. If you guys are wondering where this one's pulled from, it's been this whole range going all the way back, way back, the Wayback Machine, to June 2022 bottom up to its triple top there. Actually had a nice double top wicking onto that zero line. Guys, check this out. We're holding this 50. Anytime we come down to this $24.94, $2,500 range, we're holding beautiful support there. We only have one more level to get through the 382 before we head to the 236. And if we pull in a fixed range volume profile on all of this area here, you'll see our value area highs coming right in before at about 31.54. I would say for a good swing trade, if you guys are looking at ETH and you want to pick up a nice clean level here, this would be like a 5x leverage type setup. You could set this up on the 50% line, all that beautiful support there, run this thing up, take profit 1, and then take profit 2 up to that 236. Set your stop loss just below these previous wicks. That's going to give you guys a nice setup of a 4 point, almost about a 4.5, 1 to 4.5 risk to reward ratio. And I think that this 50% line coming in right at $2,500, a solid level of support. So OC, let's kick it back over to you. See what you're watching still. We still got about another 15 minutes before we head over and raid on Crypto Coin Mindset. We're heading over there today. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now. I appreciate y'all being here. We got about 58 people total, some of them on X, some of them on YouTube, about 33 people right now on YouTube watching. If you guys haven't done so yet, smash that like button. We appreciate it. It helps us out, and we are trying to get this thing rocking back and moving up. I appreciate all of you. Much love. OC, what do you got for us on some of your altcoins that you're watching right now? I just threw a couple of them out there quick that I was looking at on the chart here while you were talking. What you got for us, man?
Absolutely. So I wanted to start with SPX. SPX has been moving basically as we were expecting. So breakout, retest, off we go to
I
our
gotta pump those numbers up.
here.
Those are rookie
We haven't-
numbers in this racket.
Oh yeah. So let me just clear this up because basically the analysis is being completed. Something that I liked that SPX did is that V-shaped recovery. That was good. But I believe that we need to range a little bit. For example, what had happened after V-shaped recoveries? Well, then V-shaped recovery and then maybe another pullback, V-shaped recovery, another pullback before we run up, all right? So do expect another pullback in here before another run up. This is telling you something. At least if we follow the same pattern, well, we could have another run up into the markets soon enough. And look at the size of this V-shaped recoveries versus the size of these V-shaped recoveries. Not sure what's going to happen, but we need to look into this possible retracement as we are having also 2-3 bearish divergences in a peak seeker. So do expect that on the markets. If you have positions on the futures, make sure you have a couple of calls. A couple puts to maybe get out of some positions. Not financial advice, but look at where you want to get out on your positions beforehand, right? Do not get caught distracted or anything like that. Let's take a look at Solana. In the meantime, let's go to the 4 hours. Solana, it is actually diverging a little bit from what we were expecting. We were expecting a bounce of dynamic reactor. We did not. We actually went through and then find support at a double bottom in here. We do have that double bottom. We're fighting to get above the zero line in here. And look at that, a possible goose head. You know what that means? That means a little retracement for a further movement. If that far movement to the upside, it is big enough. Let me just clear this up. If this is big enough, we might be able to break through the dynamic reactor and then off we go, right? So far, let me recycle this alert and let's place it somewhere around here on previous highs in here to get an early alert before I reject. So I might be able to enter into a Solana trade. Another thing that I was looking, I have crypto bubbles, and Hive has a very nice movement. Area have another very nice movement. So maybe we could be taking a look at that a cast. I could be intrigued by getting shorting some cast. Let's see if we can. I do remember I bought some at spot and then I ended up selling it, which was a very good one though. So let's go and do some casts. So by the way, Piper, how about cast? What are your feelings on cast before I move on into the
Man,
announcement?
I loved cast. You know I did. I got
Yes.
into cast at 5.3 cents. Let's go look. I haven't looked at the chart in a while. It broke my heart. So I got out of it. Shout out to Retro Mike Tech. I'm sure he'll check this out later. But yeah, he was definitely the one who shot that warning across the bow and said, look, Casa's got some mining issues, and they do. It's because they do their halving so quickly that the equipment's just not catching up to it, and then miners aren't making any money on it. So yeah, let's go take a look at that and see how that chart looks. So we did do a nice pullback here, and we are getting another rally here. We did. Okay, so I need to first tell you guys where all of these levels come from, because these were built way back in the day. Let me come all the way back. There we go. This is where we were buying in at about 3.5 cents here on this long trend line. Okay, it was support and support and support, and I said, okay, it's go time. Let's get in on Casper, right? But I did this trend-based fib off of this, and trend-based fib, you use 3 points, and so these 3 points that I pulled this from were going to be like this. Watching this trend, higher lows, pulled these trends, and they've played out really well. You can see all of the resistance here on the face, 7 golden pocket. Each one of these golden lines are another interval of the golden pocket of the 618, right? So you can see right now where we are coming in at. And this is my box. This was my box. I said we must hold there. Look at that. It didn't hold. We rejected out of it finally back here in February of this year. We did shoot up, hit phase 6, and now we have fallen all the way back down. Phase 3, golden pocket was our support, fell back in beneath it, and now we bounced back up. If we are able to hold this, and let's get in here some chunky candles, much different than Frankie candles. He's tall, thin with no calves. Shout out to Frankie. Love you, bro. But what we're seeing here is we have a nice bounce of support here on the phase 3 golden pocket. If we're able to hold this, guys, your next target would be back up at 9.5 cents again, which would be a former range, which has not been retested since we broke through it here. So typically when you bust through, you have to come back and close the door. You can't just bust through a door and not come back and close it. I think that if we hold this phase 3, we could be looking at coming back up here, but I do want to pull for this entire range a fixed range volume profile, see what we have on that, and then let's throw some chart prime on here and see how we're looking there. There's that, and there's that. Okay, so we have a delta median coming in right here on the predictive ranges from chart prime. That's coming in at about 8.5 cents. But if we pull this fixed range volume profile and see where this is pulling over into, I want to get this whole range here. Yeah, point of control's coming in right there also, guys. So we are sitting above the value area low. If you break above the value area low, it's a pretty easy assumption that you will head to the point of control. Might be, a little bit of a play here when people start to see the liquidity sweep happen on these highs here, that level coming in at right about 9 cents. So we could get another little play there, and then it comes in and finishes off that move. But yeah, I think Cass is poised for a little bit higher move. I just overall, it's not the project that it once was in the space, and they've lost a lot of sentiment, and sell-off has happened, definitely. So but that's my thoughts on Caspa. I got my Caspa hat. I had my Caspa bag. I took my Caspa profits and I put it over into Bitcoin. So sometimes that is the play, and then you just wait for something to come out on the news side and give you a little bit of interest to get back into a project. That's how you work that sometimes, man. OC, what else you got, man? What you watching? Are you looked at Turbo lately, or AI XBT? What's piqued your interest out there, man? Let's go take a look and get some fresh eyes on some of those charts.
Absolutely. I think you piqued my interest with Turbo. Let's take a look at Turbo USDT here. It's actually kind of like moving very well, not falling like I would actually would maybe predict because of the way the Turbo moves. Like it has a big movement to the upside, but then it's been just not good for the couple of weeks here. Oh, sorry, still battling with this coughing here. But one way actually gave me a little bit of a solution I'm going to be trying today. But so far, we're having this trend line here. We're battling to break through above. Let's bring chunky candles in the scene with us. We have a big rejection, although I think this is not over because we still have some movement to growth. I'm not telling you that this is going to go to Valhalla. No, but I believe that maybe if we're lucky enough, we might be having one or two candles breaking through, maybe going to this area, or even, and this will be the key point, past it in between this big area and this zone right here, where, oh, come on, let me paint. There we go, here, where casually we have a smart money entry. So, what would that smart money entry do? Reject, but we're going to be that just barely far enough to make a breakout retest, and maybe off we go once again. So what I'm going to be doing is adding an alerting here in Turbo, and then looking for a possible break. And in fact, I'm just going to be lower right in this area, right on the previous highs, just to see if we are able to get to there. And if so, I'm going to keep my eyes on Turbo. XIBT, let's take a look at XIBT. Long time as I don't looked at it. XIBT, and what was it? Why do I not have it? Um, am I having the wrong ticker?
AIXBT.
AIXBT. Sorry, thank you. My dyslexic is killing me. All right, I do that all the time. So looking great so far. I'm below. We are below dynamic reactor, which again is not a big deal because we've been back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, right? Still on reversal zones. So do expect a little bit further move to the downside, especially since we have created a three-touch reversal in here. Let's see if we may be able to jump back in right in these lows, right at where we are on where we have a smart money entry here. And if so, we might be able to do a quick little scalp on the 4 hours for this one as we come back down. If we hold the zero line, most likely we are also going to be breaking through that trend line, and off we go. Things are looking more bullish in the markets right now, and that is has to do because of the series of events that happened throughout the weekend that right now leads to a possible truce, right, on what's happening around the world. We need to be careful because, guys, this is just a huge range, and not only in AIXBT, everywhere, everywhere. So remember that I consider those ranges to be unknown for breakouts, especially because this is specifically a great moment where market makers kind of like lead you to believe that we have a double bottom that we're going through, we're going to break out, and boom, they get you right here, your stop loss, and then it gets somewhere where it was just previously before, right? So let's take it piece by piece. Let's not just eat the whole cake at once because you might get some stomach ache at this point. So little by little. Other than that, let's take a look at INJ because INJ, we had a very nice, a phenomenal trade a couple of weeks ago, and I want to see if my luck is still good enough on INJ. So right here, we're going back to the dynamic reactor. Seems that we might have a swing failure pattern or a double bottoming here, and if we have a trend line here, maybe my target, if I'm good enough, if I can still do like that, maybe my target could be all the way to these areas. That depends on my supports. Let's see. Soft order block, we might be seeing this migration somewhere around here. So far, yep, let's aim to this area. So if we bounce like that, we might be able to catch some higher zones. So for INJ, I want to go for my dynamic reactor. And on dynamic reactor, look at how am I doing? Am I above the zero line? If I am, well, then I'm going to be looking for my reentry. If I'm not, if for some reason it's like that, I'm going to be looking for a further move to the downside. So that's what I got so far on the icon.
Yeah, and having caution, 100% the thing to do right now, guys. This news is just coming in. It's coming in like left and right now. Shout out to OCent Defender on X. USS Nimitz, aircraft carrier, passes westbound through Singapore Strait. U.S. officials have now confirmed to Fox News that the Nimitz and her carrier strike group, which means all the ships that go with a carrier, right, are being redeployed from the Indo-Pacific to the Middle East due to escalation between Israel and Iran. And then also a lot of fuel tankers, guys. These are for aerial strike missions for the Air Force and the Navy. These are aerial tankers. They refuel in the air for strike missions, all moving over approximately right now, according to the first one, about 30. And then an update to that is up to 20 KC-135s and 4 KC-46s. Some appear to immediately crossing towards Europe, while others appear to be pre-positioning in the coast of the U.S. Northeast. So with their positioning up here in the northeast of the United States, while also a bunch of them crossing over with destinations all around the Middle East. So, yeah. Things are getting very, very hairy out there, which might be some of the reason that pushed Iran to ask those countries to speak on their behalf and say, hey, come on now, man. We see the big guns moving over here. Let's settle down. So, but evidently the United States said, yeah, we're gonna push some more stuff over there. So could get really volatile. Definitely for sure. Right now, we got a request for peace talks, and then we got a lot of equipment moving. Could just be a play though of show of force. So we will see what happens with the markets, guys. Just play it safe and be cautious. Remember, things can change the blink of an eye here in the world. So geopolitical tensions definitely play a piece on the market. All right, OC, that is all we got time for, man. I appreciate you here today. We're back. We're doing the live streams again, guys. We're going to keep getting this thing built up. Share this out with a friend if you haven't done so, and smash those like buttons. We got 26 likes. That is not enough likes. So smash that like button, guys. Share it out with a friend. Let's grow the academy. I appreciate everyone joining us here today. We will catch you guys all back here tomorrow morning. Don't forget, tune in with OC, Trade Live with OC this evening, and then also Markets After Dark with Lunar Beaches Crypto tonight. I think it's 11 p.m. on the East Coast. So guys, go check that one out, and then we will be back here tomorrow morning after Good Morning Crypto with BC Port Corp. We'll be back at 10 a.m., 30 minutes after the market opening, taking a look at what's happening in the world and what's happening on the chart so that you guys can have knowledge, because here at the Academy, knowledge is profit, guys. We will catch everyone tomorrow morning. Until then, trade safe, stay cautious, don't be scared, be prepared, and use some risk management. Catch you guys tomorrow. Later.
By the way,
what?
By the way, today is Monday. That means that if you're part of Piper Academy, go check out the DCA plan. I don't know if that was mentioned.
Oh, yeah, the DCA plan. Duh.
Yes.
Yeah, the DCA plan is published. We got it all in there. How do you DCA? What should your amount be? When do you take profit? It's all in there. Altcoins, Bitcoin, go check it out. Thanks, OC. Appreciate you. Catch you guys tomorrow morning. For real this time. Outro, take 2, and cut.
I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. We'll keep that firm covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling after we slow. I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. Trade flag at the soul, train ready. What a line from OCIE, from a Mexican spaghetti, yo. Crunch crypto with a deep dive to reject dime. And if you like the visual powered by Car Prime, then you were part of that alumni, that's all spine. But if you have step, fall back to offline.
Boom shakalaka!
We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause cause we gon' keep on rolling out the wheels flow low.
To get rhythm, the ZTS rhythm. Rip it, Alexandra.
Yeah, that's my alumni, you know what I mean? You can't handle the truth.
That was awesome, dude.